I had an idea for what colors I wanted to use for this mani, but as soon as I started dipping, the inspiration hit me and this became a Beetlejuice inspired mani. I love it when colors just kind of call out to you and they kind of evolve and your idea begins to take shape. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie, and in today's video I'll show you how I created this Beetlejuice inspired mani. The dips I'm going to be using are from the ManiBoss 2023 Halloween collection, and as soon as I saw this collection, I knew I had to have it. And the colors I'm using are actually inspired by Manis by Megan, who is the owner of ManiBoss. She had done a reel doing a mani using Slime Time and Creepin It Real, and I fell in love with the colors and knew I wanted to use them. And I'm also going to be using Black Widow from the collection. Let me quickly show you what these colors look like, and then we'll jump into the mani. And I just have to show you this really adorable sticker that came with my order. I love the unique ManiBoss stickers, and I personally am a fan of candy corn, but let me know down below whether you're a fan or you're not, because I know it's a very love or hate thing. I'll also be using my ManiBoss dip liquids, but you may notice I actually have 2 bottles of dip top coat and 1 bottle of activator, and that's because at the time I recorded this video, I was still out of the dip base, but somehow I had an extra bottle of dip top coat. So I use my dip top coat as my dip base for this video, but I do have a new bottle of base that I will be using going forward. But I did mark this one with a rubber band because I didn't want to contaminate my actual bottle of top coat that I use as top coat with any glitters or anything like that. So this bottle of dip top coat is solely used for my base. Now jumping into the mani, I'm going to be starting with Milk Money, which is not part of the Halloween collection, but I do want a white on my ring finger, and this is actually a milky white, and it is super easy to use. This is probably one of my favorite milky whites. I end up doing 3 total layers of Milk Money before I activate it, so I don't cap it in clear. I just do the 3 layers to make it a little more opaque, and then after I activate, then I can move on to my glitters and shimmers because I don't want to contaminate this milky white. While I'm dipping this out, I do have some really exciting news that I have been dying to share with you all. ManiBoss has reached out and invited me to become a ManiBoss maven, so I am now officially an ambassador for ManiBoss. When she asked me, I did not have to think twice about it. Well, that's not true. I had to reread the message to make sure I read it correctly, and then I quickly said yes because I have been a fan of ManiBoss since day one. They are a dream company. I love all her products, and I am so excited to be representing ManiBoss. So you can now use my ambassador code Jeannie to save on your orders. I actually didn't have any intentions of being an ambassador for any more companies because I don't want to take on too much. But there are just a couple dream companies that if I had the opportunity to work for, I wouldn't hesitate, and ManiBoss was definitely one of them. I love doing these videos and tutorials for you all, but I never want to get to the point of where I just feel obligated to do manis rather than just doing them because I enjoy them or I enjoy doing videos or tutorials. And that's kind of why I kind of stepped away from some companies because I didn't want to not enjoy what I was doing. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I just wanted to share my exciting news and kind of share my rationale for why I decided to do this. Now back to my actual mani. I did my 3rd layer of Milk Money off camera and I went ahead and activated it. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to Slime Time. Slime Time is such a fun bright green dip with a fine gold glitter to it, and it is just so pretty. And I'll actually end up using this for like a slime drip on my index finger, obviously inspired by the name because I just thought it would be perfect for that. So I'm going to do 2 layers of Slime Time on my pinky, I believe is the only finger. And then once I get to the slime drip, I'll show you how I do that as well. I don't know about you, but I am so excited for Halloween because it is my favorite holiday, and I'm so sad that it's almost over. I have been trying to squeeze in as many Halloween manis as I can, and I still don't feel like I've done enough. So don't be surprised if you see a few more out of me. I hope I have enough time because there's so many more that I want to do. On my middle finger and thumb, I'm going to be using Creepin It Real, which is a mixture of medium, small, and fine glitters. And I love the color variation in here because there's like green and gold and black. And this glitter is actually what made me go towards like a Beetlejuice theme. So I was just going to do like a Halloween theme, like a general, maybe like some water slide decals or some stickers. But as soon as I dipped into Creepin It Real, I got Beetlejuice vibes and I kind of went with it, and I am so glad I did. And this glitter was so easy to work with and provided such good coverage that I didn't even have to do my chunky glitter method. So I didn't have to pour over for my first layer and then lay in my second layer. I just dipped for both layers and I got really great coverage. I sped up my second layer of Creepin It Real a little bit, but now we're getting into Black Widow, and that's going to go on my index finger. To be honest, I was tempted to do just a whole mani of just Black Widow because it is so beautiful. So it's a black base powder and then it has like rainbow shards in it, and it is just so pretty, especially when it's top coated. I actually end up using it matte because I do the slime on top of it. So this is my base for my slime nail, but I have to do a one color mani with it at some point. Even after just one dip, as I'm moving my hand around, you can kind of see those rainbow shards reflecting, and it is just so beautiful. And as a bonus, it did not stain. So you can see I brushed off the excess powder and there is no staining on my finger. I always appreciate a black or dark dip powder that does not stain because it can become a pain when your dip powder stains. Does anyone have any fun plans for Halloween? I don't have any kids to take trick-or-treating, but I love seeing the costumes. So my favorite thing to do is pass out the candy to the kids and see all the fun costumes. I probably won't dress up though because man, costumes are so expensive. And the older I get, I'm like, is it really worth the money? So maybe I'll do a little bit of makeup of some sort, but I probably won't wear like an actual costume. I just hope I bought enough candy because I know last year, even with it being a little bit drizzly, We had so many kids. I had so much fun with it. So anyway, let me know down below in the comments what you have planned, or if you're wearing any costumes, what costume you're gonna wear. And now that I finished up all my dips, I'm going to go ahead and cap everything in my ManiBoss Clear Activate File and Buff off camera, and then I'll be back to do some nail art. For my slime nail, I do want my base to be matte, so I applied a layer of gel base, cured that for 30 seconds, and now I've got the ManiBoss HEMA-Free matte gel, and I'm going to apply a thin layer of that and cure it for a full 60 seconds. I'm trying to be really careful in my matte gel application because it can look streaky. So I'm trying to make sure I have an even coverage, and I'm also going to turn my hand upside down and let it level before I cure it. To create my slime drip, I'm going to be using my 2-in-1 gel base plus top coat. You can just use a regular gel top coat, whatever you want to use, but this is what I have. So I'm going to use my dotting tool. I placed a little bit of that gel on my resin palette, and then I'm going to place 3 dots on my nail, and that's going to be like the end of the drip. And I'm going to kind of place them staggered instead of just being like in line with each other, because the drips are going to drip at different lengths, speeds, I don't know, however you want to call it. It's kind of harder to see on the black background, but I've got 3 dots kind of at all different lengths. And then I'm taking the dotting tool and I'm dragging up from the dot towards my cuticle line. I'll kind of take a liner tool and make that a little bit cleaner, but I'm just going to use my dotting tool at first just because it's a little bit quicker. So from the dot, I'm drawing up towards the cuticle line, and then now I've got my liner brush. And then at my cuticle line, I'm going to start filling that in because it's going to kind of pool at my cuticle line, and then it's going to drip down towards my free edge. So I kind of work backwards. I start with my drips at the end, and then I work from where it's pooling. So kind of like it's dripping from my cuticle line. And then to try to make it look a little more realistic, because you don't want just like a straight line coming from the pool, because that's not typically how liquids drip, I'm going to kind of connect the pool to the line where the drop is by kind of drawing like a curve where the two connect to make it look a little more natural. And once I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead, I'm not going to cure, and I'm pouring over Slime Time into the wet gel. So I want to make sure the wet gel is fully covered. I will pat off the excess powder, and then I'm going to give it a cure for 60 seconds. After I cure, I'm going to dust off the excess powder, and there is a little bit of that shimmer residue. So now I'm going to take a lint-free wipe and some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just going to wipe down my nail, and you can see anywhere where there wasn't gel, the green shimmer will just kind of wipe away. And because I want the slime to kind of stand out, I'm going to leave my base as matte, and I'm only going to top coat the slime part. So I'm taking my liner brush again and that 2-in-1 gel base and top coat, and I'm just very carefully tracing over that slime because I want that top coated and glossy, but I want to leave my background matte. For my ring finger, because I'm doing a Beetlejuice inspired mani, I decided instead of using water slide decals or stickers that I was going to do some nail art inspired by Beetlejuice's suit. So if you've seen what it looks like, it's a white suit with black pinstripes. So I'm taking my black line art gel and I'm just drawing straight lines down my nail just to kind of mimic the suit. I mean, they're not completely straight and it's not centered, but just don't look too closely. And I think, you know, Beetlejuice isn't perfect anyway, so I think it kind of fits that whole vibe. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to give it a cure for a full 60 seconds. The gel liner that I used cures tack free, so now I'm ready to go in with my dip top coat. So in order for your dip top coat to dry, you do need a layer of activator. So I'm applying one final layer of activator to all my nails except my index finger, because my index finger is going to stay matte, and then I gel top coated the slime drip already. So I waited a full 2 minutes for my activator to dry. So now for my dip top coat, I'm applying my top coat in the first layer in 2 to 3 really quick swipes on each nail. I'm wiping off my brush on a lint-free wipe in between each nail. And I'm just being very careful because I don't want to linger too much on each nail because I don't want to contaminate my brush. And then once I'm done with my fourth nail, I'm ready to go in with my second layer of dip top coat. So that one, I'm going to make sure everything's fully covered. I can take a couple extra strokes if I needed, and I want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge as well. As always, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles, and I'm using my scales of Mermaid Cuticle Oil. This is in the scent Cheesing, and I'm going to apply a generous amount just because I feel really dry after I do a mani. So I want to make sure that I'm applying a lot. I'm rubbing that in. I'm getting underneath my nail as well and around my cuticle area. And here we are with the finished look. What do you think? I had so much fun with this mani, and I love the sparkly slime. These colors are so beautiful and they were so easy to work with. Hopefully you get the Beetlejuice vibes from this mani as well, because that's what I was going for. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. If you celebrate, have a wonderful Halloween, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.